Good evening, everyone. We are underway here at Valley Vista High School. First pitch delivered in at 5:59 p.m., so a minute early here this evening, and we like to see that. Second pitch on the way from right-hander Alexis Romo, and it takes a bounce in front of home plate for ball one. So your Valley Vista Monsoon hosting the Boulder Creek Jaguars from Anthem here this evening. The Jaguars come in with an overall record of 7-2. Valley Vista comes into tonight's game with a record of 6-2. The Monsoon in their home white tops and white bottoms with Monsoon across the chest. The visiting Boulder Creek Jaguars in their black tops and black bottoms with Jaguars across the chest with a red background. 3 balls to the left fielder Stella Cora. And pitch will one hop in front of the plate for a leadoff walk. So one on, nobody out, and that'll bring up the right fielder Michaela Chapman. Another lefty steps into the batter's box for the Jaguars, led by head coach Dave Marver. Romo gets set in the circle. She's ready for the first offering to Chapman. And here it is. A slow one that one hops to the plate. Runner goes and will be in there standing up with the stolen bag. So runner in scoring position for the Jaguars, nobody out. And a 1-0 count to the Jaguars right fielder, Michaela Chapman. The freshman ready in the box. Romo deals. Squaring the bunt, she'll get this down, perfectly placed, and nobody there to cover the first base bag. And she is on with a bunt single, an infield single at that. And that will advance the runner, Cora, all the way over to third. So runners at the corners for the Jaguars. Nobody out for the shortstop, Michaela McCoy. McCoy on the year, batting .429 with 12 RBIs. She's looking to add to that total here. She's currently tied with the team lead with 12 RBIs. Runner breaks for second. Pitch low and in the dirt. And Chapman will steal second. 2 runners in scoring position for the Jaguars. Romo ready in the circle. The 1-0. High for ball 2. Well, looking at the stats coming into this game, you look at Boulder Creek, they've got solid hitters and 2 good pitchers. However, both of their starters have been prone to give up runs early on in this season. Romo one hops it in the dirt once again. A good stop by Adria Garcia, who's able to keep it in front of her. The Monsoon, on the other hand, they, similar to Boulder Creek, will put up a lot of runs. They have solid hitters. The problem with Valley Vista is they don't have pitching, and we're seeing that early on here with Romo, who is struggling. This offering sails over the catcher's head, and that will be a wild pitch. Nobody's paying attention, and runner's going to break for second and get in easily. So McCoy gets walked. Runner scores on the wild pitch. And McCoy will advance up to second. So a run in. Runners at second and third for center fielder Miranda McCoy. Pitch in the dirt. This gets by the catcher. And into home is Michaela Chapman. A passed ball will score the runner. Michaela McCoy advances to third on the pass ball. And Miranda McCoy at the dish, ahead in the count 1-0. 2-0, Boulder Creek with the lead. Now, looking at both of these teams, their offenses put up a lot of runs, and we'll take a look at that as the game goes on. Romo's pitch into the dirt for ball 2. She looks like she's switching up the pitch selection. The problem is she's having trouble delivering them to home plate, coming up just short. Romo looks to get a sign she likes. She does. The 2-0. One hopped in front of the plate. 3-0. The 3-0 to Miranda McCoy. Emma Williams in the on-deck circle for Boulder Creek. Here it is. Ball in the dirt, and she will draw a free pass. The third issued in this game, and that will bring out a mound visit by head coach Alyssa Ward. Well, while we have this break in the action, let's take a look at some of those stats that we were talking about with the runs scored. So again, Boulder Creek comes into tonight 7-2, so this is just their 10th game of the year. Coming into tonight, Boulder Creek has scored 119 runs and only allowed 45. For Valley Vista, this is their 9th game of the season as they are 6-2 on the year. They have scored 108 runs, but they have also allowed 90 runs. This Valley Vista team, their offense can hit and they can steal, but they are struggling at the plate. I believe when I was looking at the stats, Valley Vista has only been caught on the base paths once this season. That is remarkable. Emma Williams steps to the dish with runners at the corners. 2 runs in and nobody out. Williams, the Jaguar first baseman, batting .438 on the year with 12 RBIs and 3 doubles. The 1-0 from Romo to Williams. Breaking ball drops right into that strike zone, and you can hear the fans roaring as that strike was well needed. And now Romo could take a deep breath, and you saw that as she steps back into the circle. A liner screaming down that third base line, but just goes foul right past third baseman Brooke Hyde. Good thing that went foul. That would have brought the 2 runs in that are currently in scoring position. Williams takes a ball upstairs. 2 and 2? Yep, 2-2 the count to Emma Williams. So Romo starting to settle in. Seen a couple of strikes in this count. Here is that 2-2. Breaking ball inside. Just a bit too inside, and that'll run the count full to Emma Williams. First base is open. But you want to get Williams here. There's already been 2 runs allowed this inning. The 3-2 bounces into the dirt. Good stop by Garcia. That will load the bases full of Jaguars on back-to-back-to-back walks. And with the bases now loaded, the second baseman, Laura Grunert, will step to the plate. The lefty freshman, batting .474 on the year, has just 6 RBIs on the season. First from Romo. Called strike on the outer half of the plate. 0-1 the count. Romo starting ahead in the count for, I believe, the first time this evening. Might be the second. I believe she started the game off with a strike. The 0-1 to Gruner. Hit on the ground, past the second baseman. This is going to plate a couple. And Grunert is on with a 2 RBI single. It is now 4-0 in favor of Boulder Creek as Michaela McCoy scores from third and Miranda McCoy scores from second. Emma Williams gets over to second on the 2 RBI single by Grunert, and with 2 on, nobody out, third baseman Julie Heeb steps to the plate. Heeb, also a senior, batting .458 on the year. First offering, drops in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Heeb, one of the 4 seniors on this Boulder Creek roster. So a fairly young team. The 0-1 misses outside and in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Emma Williams up at second. Lauren Gruner over at first, being held on by Zeta Adalima. Runners get set as a breaking ball is called for a strike on the outer half of the plate. And it's 1-2 now to Julie Heeb. Big pitch upcoming from Alexis Romo. This one fouled back out of play. We'll do it again. Ramos ready in the circle. She's waiting for Heeb to step back in, and now the home plate umpire's looking into the Boulder Creek dugout. Looks like he needed some balls, so they're able to retrieve that last one that was fouled out of play. Gives the players a bit of a break. Still looking for that first out, and we're about 13 minutes into this contest here this evening. 4-0 Boulder Creek leads here in the top of the first. Ramos deals, fouled back. We'll do it again. The sun is slowly starting to set, but you could see around that pitching circle that Alexis Ramos kind of, at some points in her delivery, has to deal with that sun. Ball in the dirt, now even the count up at 2-2. Runners at first and second. Lauren Grunert at first, Emma Williams up at second. 4 runs in. Nobody out, top of the first inning. The 2-2 to Heeb. She waits on it, slow roller over to third, and they're going to take the long out. Surprised Hyde didn't just touch the bag and get the runner over at third, but Heeb is retired for the first out of the inning, 5-3. Emma Williams moves up to third, Grunert up to second. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out for the designated player, Brooke Walton. On the year, the senior is a perfect 2 for 2 at the plate. And she'll take a ball, 1-0 the count. Walton has 2 RBIs in her 2 at-bats. She's had three 3 plate appearances on the season. I believe her other plate appearance was either a walk or a hit by pitch. Just don't know which one. She takes a strike there. That'll even the count at 1-1 to Brooke Walton. Walton, the number 8 hitter in this Jaguar order. 1 out here in the top of the first. Runners at second and third. The 1-1 inside for a ball. Another great stop by Garcia. She's working hard early in this one. 2-1 now to Brooke Walton. Ramos winds and deals. This one hit in the air, off the handle. It's going to drop in the center. That's going to score 1. It's going to score 2. And advancing up to second on the throw is Brooke Walton. A 2 RBI single. Williams comes around to score from third. Grunert from second. And it's 6-0 in favor of Boulder Creek with just 1 out. And the number 9 hitter at the plate, Kiara Delgado, the catcher. First offering to Delgado. She's swinging, rips it down the left field line, and it is foul. Delgado on the year, batting .389 with 5 driven in. She also has 2 doubles. And she is behind in the count at 0-1. Walton getting ready to run up at second. The 0-1 from Ramos. Misses to even the count at 1-1. Wind slowly blowing around right now. Nothing that will affect the play. Ball upstairs, 2-1 the count. Garcia did not have to get out of her stance, just had to hold her arm up high. The 2-1 to Delgado. She waits on this, sends it in a right, going over. And unable to make the catch. That's going to score a run, and getting all the way over to third is Delgado. It was blocked by the umpire, so I don't know if there was an error on that play or if that was a straight triple. But either way, Walton comes around to score. An RBI for Delgado. It's 7-0. We have just 1 out, and we'll head back to the top of the order with Stella Cora at the plate. And it looks like we are going to have a courtesy runner for catcher Kiara Delgado. Trying to get the number down there. It looks like it might be Robin Trexler, and I believe it is. So Trexler to run over at third. And the first offering misses for a ball. 1-0 to Stella Cora. Cora walked to lead this game off, stole second. Advanced to third on a wild pitch and would later come around to score. The 1-0. Upstairs for a ball. 2-0. And Valley Vista don't really have a lot of pitchers, so they're going to need Alexis Ramos to figure things out and get out of this jam. This one hit high and deep to center, looking up, and that ball is out of here. A 2-run homer for Stella Cora over the head of center fielder Katie Mayan. And the Boulder Creek Jaguars. You couldn't have scripted anything better for them. And just like that, it's 9-0 in favor of Boulder Creek. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change for Valley Vista. Only one out, 9 runs across. We'll take a quick break and come back right after this. So we have some defensive changes for the Monsoon. Gonna have to check out who went where. It looks like that could be Ramos out in right field because Savannah Gamowski has went from left field to the circle. All right, some of the changes we were just alerted to. So Romo has gone out to right field. Ariana Sainz has checked into this game, and number 6, Michaela Torres, has checked into this game for Lily Gonzalez. And then again in the circle is Savannah Gamowski. First offering is taken for a ball low. Michaela Chapman at the plate. She had a bunt single, a stolen base, and a run scored in her at-bat earlier this inning. Ball in the dirt. Trying to go through the line for Alexis Ramos so we can get that for you. The next offering misses outside, and that will be a walk to Michaela Chapman. So Chapman at first. 1 out, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Michaela McCoy, who was walked, reached second on an error, and would later come around to score. Speaking of errors, there's one that allows Chapman to get all the way over to third. A stolen base and an error, and Chapman's over at third. 1 out, 9 runs in already. And this one hit hard off of the first baseman. And that's going to be an RBI single as Chapman will score from third. Michaela McCoy scores, and just like that, it's 10-0 here in the top of the first inning. Both of these teams like to score a lot of runs. It'll be interesting to see how Valley Vista responds to this. Miranda McCoy steps up and takes a ball low and in. So that will close the book on Alexis Ramos. And she gives up 9 runs. And it looks like they're all going to be earned. Foul ball. So in a third of an inning, she had 0 strikeouts, 4 walks, 9 runs, all earned on 5 hits. And now Savannah Gamowski inherits the rest. And she has already surrendered a run as a runner at first. Still working with 1 out. McCoy hits this one hard down the third baseline off the glove of Hyde and foul. Looking at Boulder Creek's schedule, before tonight, they played at home against Camelback just 2 nights ago. They won that game 20-0. Before that, they lost to Desert Vista 12-2. But then before that, they beat Mesa 25-4 and beat Brown 15-2. Fly ball in the infield. And they almost doubled up the runner. But McCoy is out. P1 for those of you scoring at home. Michaela McCoy just makes it back in time. So with 2 outs and a runner at first, first baseman Emma Williams steps to the dish. First offering to Williams. Low and in, runner goes, and she will be there safely. McCoy gets a stolen base. She has been active on the base pass here this evening. Emma Williams, 0 for 0. She walked earlier this inning and scored a run. The 1-0, low and in. I think they called that a strike, though, to even the count at 1-1. The 1-1 in the dirt, runner goes, and in there safely is Michaela McCoy with her second stolen base of this at bat. The Jaguars have been active. I believe that was a called strike, waiting for the umpire to hold up his hands. Actually, I don't think it was. I think it's 3-1. Scoreboard does not indicate balls and strikes. It just got to kind of go off the ump and memory. Ball low, and Emma Williams going to draw her second free pass of the inning. Runners at the corners for the Jaguars. That'll bring up second baseman Lauren Grunert. Grunert had a 2 RBI single and scored earlier this inning. The first offering to Grunert in the dirt, and taking second is Emma Williams, and the ball in the dirt. Two runners in scoring position for Boulder Creek. 2 outs. Ball upstairs. 2-0. 10-0 our score for those of you just joining us. Boulder Creek leads Valley Vista here in the top of the first inning. 2-0. Misses high and away. 3-0 now. Julie Heeb in the on-deck circle. She was the first out of this inning. Ball low, and that'll load the bases as Grunert is on with the free pass. And up comes Julie Heeb. Heeb grounded out to third earlier this inning. Heeb on the year, batting .458 with 7 driven in. The first offering to Heeb. Inside, low and in, 1-0 the count. The 1-0 hit hard on the ground. One hops off the rubber. Did they get to the bag in time? They did. And that's going to be a 1-6 putout up at second. And that will close out the top of the first inning. So in that top of the first, we had, all right, this is going to take a little bit, but there were 10 runs. Let's figure out how many hits. 5 hits and 3 runners left on base. And we head now to the bottom of the first inning. It's Boulder Creek 10, Valley Vista coming to bat. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It's Boulder Creek 10 and the Monsoon coming to bat. We know both of these teams put up a lot of runs, and we've seen that early on in the year. Both of these teams put up double-digit runs in a handful of games this year. So now it's Valley Vista's turn to respond to Boulder Creek, who jumped on Alexis Ramos early on in this game, but now the Monsoon come to bat. Leading things off will be the shortstop Tegan Sorensen. She'll be followed by second baseman Charliane Durazo. Batting third is the now pitcher Savannah Gamowski. Batting in the cleanup spot is the third baseman Brooke Hyde. Batting fifth is catcher Adria Garcia. Batting sixth is first baseman Zeta Adelima. And a line drive right to the third baseman retires Sorensen for the first out of the bottom of the first. That'll bring up the second baseman, Charliane Durazo. Getting back to the batting order, Adelima bats sixth. Batting seventh is Katie Mayan. And then we did have Ramos and Gonzalez in the 8 and 9 spots, but I believe we had subs for that. So we will wait till we get to that part of the order and go from there. But Durazo in, and she is down the count 0-1. She pops this one up, and the catcher will call everybody off and make the catch in foul territory for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for the pitcher, Savannah Gamowski. Gamowski on the year, looking to help her own cause here, is batting .368 with 9 driven in and 2 triples. Fastball in there for a called strike, 0-1 the count. In the circle tonight for Boulder Creek is Kinsey Wilcox. Wilcox showing some speed on these pitches, a lot of zip. And on that one, we saw a lot of movement. 0-2. Wilcox, a freshman, comes into tonight, making her 8th appearance. She has a record of 4-1 and an ERA just south of 5. So if Valley Vista can time her up, they can get some runs. Fastball upstairs. 1-2 the count. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Valley Vista trailing Boulder Creek 10-0. The 1-2 in the dirt. That'll even the count at 2-2 to Savannah Gamowski. Brooke Hyde in the on-deck circle for the Monsoon. Lights are in full effect as the sun has fully set now behind the mountains. Got a little bit cooler out now that the sun is gone. Gamowski puts it on the ground. Gloved by the shortstop, throw over in time to retire the side. The Monsoon go down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, nobody left, no errors. After one complete, it's Boulder Creek 10, Valley Vista nothing. We'll be back with the top of the second inning right after this. We head to the top of the second inning between Boulder Creek and Valley Vista. Derek Diesner back with you. And Savannah Gamowski returns to the circle after relieving Alexis Ramos, who left this game after getting just 1 out in the top of the first inning. Gamowski will face 8, 9, and 1 due up in the Boulder Creek order. And Brooke Walton, swinging at the first pitch, gets on with a liner to center. So she is on with a leadoff single. 1 on, nobody out for the catcher, Kiera Delgado. Delgado had an RBI triple last inning, I should say, and would later come around to score on a home run from Stella Cora. The first offering to the Jaguar backstop is taken for a ball upstairs, 1-0 the count. Delgado coming into tonight, batting .389 on the season. The 1-0. Delgado fouls off the handle to even the count at 1-1. Delgado digs back into the box. Gamowski gets set in the circle. The 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. I did get confirmation in between innings from the home plate umpire that run rule is 10 runs after 5, so still plenty of time for the Monsoon to get back into this contest. The 2-1 to Delgado. Hit just over the second baseman's glove, but it was a shallow fly ball out to right center, so Delgado has to hold at first, Walton up to second, and we will see the courtesy runner come in yet again. That'll be Robin Trexler, who will run for Delgado at first. Runners at first and second for Boulder Creek, and we'll head to the top of the order with Stella Correa. Correa walked and scored to lead this game off and hit a 2-run homer as well in that first inning. So third at bat already of this game. Called strike on the outer half of the plate. 0-2 the count. So Gamowski challenging Cora early on. The 0-2. Foul tipped. Just able to stay alive. Infield creeping in. See first baseman Zeta Adalima coming in over there at first, as well as down at third with Hyde. The 0-2 fouled back over the Valley Vista dugout, not a play. We'll do it again. Valley Vista in that third base dugout tonight. Boulder Creek in the first base dugout. The offering from Gamowski, ball upstairs. Two and two the count. Here's the 2-2 offering. This one skied to deep left, going back on it and making the grab. And they're going to double up the run. Almost had a triple play, but now the ball's thrown into the outfield. Nobody's there, coming around to score, and she's in there safely. So a wild play, but Goria flies out. F7. They get Walton, who tried going to third. Believe it was 7-5 on the putout. And then the E5 is a two-base error that scores Trexler. So 2 outs, 1 run in, and Michaela Chapman will step to the plate. It is now 11-0 in favor of Boulder Creek. Chapman to the plate. Chapman has had a bunt single and a walk. She has 2 stolen bases and 2 runs scored. First offering, swung on and missed. Good changeup from Gamowski. The 0-1. Hit off the barrel, just a slow roller, and she's going to beat it out for an infield single, her second infield single of this game. 1 on, 2 out for the shortstop, Michaela McCoy. McCoy has a walk and a single, 2 stolen bases, an RBI, and a run scored. First offering to McCoy, runner goes, and McCoy's going to send this down perfectly fair down that right field line. It's going to get all the way to the corner. McCoy still running, throwing the ball around in the outfield, and she is going to come around and score score standing up. So Chapman scores. McCoy, I believe, is going to be credited with a double. And then I believe that error is going to go to the second baseman, if I saw correctly. Breaking ball misses for ball one to Miranda McCoy. McCoy is 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base. She also popped out to the pitcher. Skies this one off the handle, and it just gets past the first baseman over the head. And McCoy is on with a bloop single. So McCoy at first, Emma Williams coming to the plate. 2 outs, 3 runs already in here in the bottom of the second. Williams 0 for 0 with a pair of walks and a run scored. First from Gamowski to Williams, ball upstairs. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Hit hard on the ground, in and out of the glove of the third baseman, and that's going to be an E5 that gets Williams over to first. McCoy advances to second on the E5. Nothing going Valley's way here this evening. 2 on, 2 out. And the second baseman, Lauren Grunert, at the plate. Grunert has a single and a walk. She hits a lazy chopper to the mound, and she will be retired 1-3 on the putout. So, in that top of the second, there were 5 hits, 3 runs that came across, and 2 runners were left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It is 13-0 in favor of Boulder Creek. We'll be back right after this. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Boulder Creek leading Valley Vista 13-0. Derek Diesner back with you. It'll be the middle of the monsoon order with third baseman Brooke Hyde to lead things off. Valley Vista looking to get something going against right-hander Kinsey Wilcox from the Jaguars, who got an easy 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first inning. The first offering is fouled back over our heads, 0-1 the count. It'll be Brooke Hyde, Adria Garcia, and Zeta Adelima here in the bottom of the second. 13-0, Boulder Creek leads here in the bottom of the second. Valley Vista looking to get something together. The Monsoon scored 21 runs in last night's game out in Mesa. Before that, Highland had beaten them 23-1, so Not as bad as that, but it's definitely not good here early on tonight. But then before that, you look at these games that the Monsoon have played. They beat Dobson 12-7. They lost to North in a nail-biter 19-18. But then they were scoring double-digit runs and beating people. To start the year, they beat South Mountain 14-5, beat Central 13-4, beat Westview 13-6, and then beat Dysart 16-8. So this Valley Vista team has pop. We talked about how well they run the bases. They just have to figure out Kinsey Wilcox here this evening. 2-2 the count to Brooke Hyde as Adria Garcia waits in the on-deck circle. The 2-2 from Wilcox. Fouled back out of play. That was off the handle. I'm sure Hyde's hands are ringing after that one. The 2-2 from Wilcox. Here it is. Hyde chases one upstairs and is retired. That's the first strikeout of this game for Kinsey Wilcox. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning. And stepping to the plate for the Monsoon is the catcher, number 8, Adria Garcia. Garcia batting .444 on the year. She fouls off the first pitch, back into the fencing, 0-1 the count. Garcia has scored 11 runs on the year. She has the 6 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 triple to this point. The 0-1 to the Monsoon backstop. She hits this one in the air, shallow center. Going back and making the grab is the shortstop, Michaela McCoy, for the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down for the first baseman, Zeta Adalima. Adalima batting .500 on the year and a little late on that swing as she is behind at 0-1. This is just her 9th plate appearance of the year. She has 3 hits, 3 runs scored, 4 RBIs, and a double. And she takes a ball to even the count at 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Ball upstairs to Adalima. 2-1 the count. Wilcox ready and deals. The 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. Adalima looking to be the first base runner of this contest for Valley Vista. Wilcox looks in, gets a sign from her catcher, Kara Delgado, and deals. Fastball in at the knees to run the count full at 3-2. Payoff pitch upcoming. Wilcox getting a little laugh, chuckle from her catcher, Kiara Delgado. The 3-2. Fastball chest high, but they're going to say a bit too high. And there's the first base runner of the game as Adalima is over at first. And that'll bring up center fielder Katie Mayen. Mayen, the senior, batting .500 on the year with 6 runs scored and 3 RBIs. She has 2 doubles and a triple to her credit. First offering, fastball, caught that outer corner. 0-1 the count. Catcher check it back with the home plate umpire just to see where that last pitch was. Wilcox ready with the 0-1. Up and in for a ball. That'll even the count up at 1-1. 13-0, Boulder Creek leads Valley Vista. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs and a runner at first for the Monsoon. The 1-1 to Mayan. Swung on and missed. She chased one down and in the dirt. 1-2 the count. Kinsey Wilcox ready on the rubber. Waiting on Mayan to get back in the box. Here it is, the 2-1. Skips in the dirt. Catcher scoops it, and now Mayan's caught off guard, and this throw goes into right field. Throw over to second, and they're going to get her. So the error is of no more. It goes 2-9-4, I believe, is either 4 or 6 on the putout. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 2. It's Boulder Creek 13, Valley Vista nothing. We'll be back with the top of the third right after this. We head to the top of the third inning here at Valley Vista High School. Derek Diesner back with you. It's been all Boulder Creek to this point as they lead the Monsoon 13-0. Here in the top of the third inning, it's going to be the bottom of the order due up for the Jaguars with third baseman Julie Heeb to lead things off. Heeb is grounded out and also grounded into a fielder's choice. She hits this one right off Gamowski's shoulder, and then Heeb races down to the bag. She gets there safely with an infield single and will advance to second on the E1 from Gamowski. So Heeb, single, gets to second on the E1. You want to make sure that Gamowski's okay. They're going to send her. Oh, no, they're just calling for time. Okay. Just throwing some of the protective gear back to her first base coach. So runner in scoring position for Boulder Creek. And that'll bring up the designated player, Brooke Walton. Walton is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. She has 2 RBIs and a run scored. Gamowski seems all right after taking that liner. And she is behind in the count to Walton, 1-0. I thought that ball hit her right in the throwing shoulder, but Gamowski is fine. This one chopped hard off the shortstop's mitt. She'll recover, throw over. And she is there, I believe, safely. Yes, she is, so we're going to give that an E5. Or E6, excuse me, E6. Shortstop tonight for Valley Vista has had some tough times trying to glove it. She gloves this one, touches second base, throw not in time, and the run will score. So Delgado is on with the fielder's choice. Walton is retired, 6 unassisted, and he comes around to score. It is now 14-0 in favor of Boulder Creek. 1 run in, 1 runner on, at first, and we'll head back to the top of the order with Stella Cora, and we are going to have a courtesy runner for Delgado with Robin Trexler checking in to the game. First offering to Cora is fouled out of play down that left field line. 0-1 the count. Cora walked to lead off this game, stole a base and scored a run. Then later in the top of the first, she had a 2-run home run. And then to end the second, in last inning, she flew out to left field. Sorry, my scorebook is just, well, it's not pretty right now, just like the scoreboard isn't. This one hit on the ground past the second baseman. That'll get in there, get through there, I should say, for a single. Running on the pitch was Trexler, and she is over to third on the single from Cora. So we have runners at the corners with 1 out and a run in for the right fielder, Michaela Chapman. Chapman today has reached base 3 times. She has 2 singles, one of which was a bunt and a walk. She has 2 stolen bases and 3 runs scored. She hits this one into left. Ball goes off of the shortstop's mitt. Trexler will score from third. Chapman is on yet again, and moving up to second is Cora. And Michaela McCoy will step to the plate. McCoy has reached base in all 3 plate appearances. She has a walk, a single, and a double. She scored twice, has a stolen base, and 1 RBI. First offering from Gamowski is down and in the dirt. 1-0 the count to Michaela McCoy. McCoy hits this one on the ground, takes a funky hop off the dirt. One hops into the center fielder's mitt, but coming around to score from second is Coria. And it will be an RBI single for McCoy. Moving up to second on the grounder is Michaela Chapman. So 3 runs in here in the top of the 3rd inning. Just 1 out and runners at first and second, and a ball in the dirt to Miranda McCoy. McCoy is 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. I believe our score right now is 16-0, as this one's hit high in the air, and that's a no-doubter. A 3-run home run for Miranda McCoy, and the runs just keep coming for Boulder Creek. I've been broadcasting games for about a decade, and I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this. But a 3-run homer clears the bases. 6 runs have come across here in the 3rd inning. And let me make sure the scoreboard is right. It is correct. 19-0 is our score. And we are in the top of the 3rd inning. This is remarkable what this Boulder Creek team has done. We talked about coming in. They've outscored their opponents 119-45. They just beat Camelback 2 days ago 20-0, and now they're up 19-0 here. So there is going to be a new pitcher into the game for Valley Vista, and the new pitcher is Brooke Hyde. So now that Brooke Hyde is in. That will close the book on Savannah Muskie. And let's see how did she do? Let's see. So she came in and gave up 10 runs. Gonna have to go back. It's gonna take a little bit to figure out how many were earned and how many were unearned. She had 0 strikeouts. And 2 walks. She threw 2 innings. And now we're ready to resume play. Emma Williams at the plate. Takes a ball, 1-0 the count. Williams has reached base in all 3 plate appearances. She has 2 walks, also reached on an E5 and scored a run. There's another ball. Ball upstairs. I think all but 2 of the runs were earned, so I think 8 earned runs for Savannah Gamowski. This one fouled back. It's going to ricochet off the top of Valley Vista's dugout. I believe that evens the count at 2-2. Again, we're in the top of the 3rd inning. We do have 1 out. Scores 19-0 in favor of Boulder Creek. The 2-2 to Williams. Ball upstairs. I was mistaken. That was ball 4. I had missed a ball. So Williams is on with her 3rd free pass of this game. She is the lone base runner for Boulder Creek right now with Lauren Grunert at the plate. Ball high and away. Grunert had a 2 RBI single and scored a run in the first. Walked in the first inning, still while it was going on, and then grounded out last inning to the pitcher. Ball outside. 3-0 now to Grunert. Grunert thought about squaring the bunt. She pulled it back, and it's 3-0. Called strike. She was taken all the way, 3-1. Hitters count. Yeah, floater missed outside. Another free pass for Grunert, her 2nd of the game. Williams will jog on up to 2nd. Runners at 1st and 2nd, 1 out for 3rd baseman Julie Hebe. Hebe is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Ball up high. 1-0 the count. Grunert at 1st, Williams up at 2nd. And this one hits Hebe right on the back. They're going to say it went off her bat as a foul ball. Oh no, they are going to give her first. All right. So Hebe jogs on down to 1st on the hit by pitch. Grunert up to second. Williams over to third. Bases loaded for the designated player, Brooke Walton. Walton is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, reached on an error, has 2 RBIs and 1 run scored. Breaking ball right in on the hands for strike 1. 0-1 the count to the Jaguar designated player. 1 out. And another strike in on the hands. 0-2 quickly to Brooke Walton. Bases are full of Jaguars. Have 6 runs in already here in the third. Just 1 out, and a wild pitch sails well over the head of the catcher. Runners are all going to move up a base. Williams scores from third. Grunert over to third on the wild pitch. Heeb up to second on the wild pitch. And the 1-2 to Walton. She hits this one hard right into center. Ricochets off the center fielder. This is going to score 2. And Walton's going to hold at first with a 2 RBI single. Grunert scored from third. Heeb up from second. Heeb was able to come around when it was kind of misplayed by center fielder Katie Mayen. And it looks like we may have some changes. I'm going to go with what the scoreboard says, but it shows it's 22-0. It's going to take some time to add up the runs, so I'll just say it's correct. Walton's still down at first, but looks like we will have a pinch hitter. We will. So Kiera Delgado is being lifted, and Hayden Hale will step to the plate for her first at-bat this evening. So the first offering to Hale is a breaking ball that caught the outer corner. 0-1 the count. So Delgado finishes her day 2 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice as well. This one fouled back into the fencing. Hayden Hale quickly behind at 0-2. Again, we must complete 5 innings here this evening. It's the top of the third currently. 0-2 upstairs. 1-2 the count. Brooke Hyde in the circle for the Monsoon. Hayden Hale at the plate. Here it is. She reaches and gets this one on the ground past the diving second baseman. And Hayden Hale's on with a single. Brooke Walton moves up to second on that base hit. Still just 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Brooke Hyde was talking with the infield umpire. I can't tell if she's exhausted or in pain or a little bit of both. A called strike to Robin Trexler. And Trexler rips this one, but foul down that left field line. So Trexler pinch hitting for Stella Correa, who finished 2 for 3 at the plate with a walk, a homer, and a single. 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs. She also stole a base. Trexler squared to bunt, pulls back, and late swing and sends a foul right into the first base coach's box to stay alive. Just one out so far. That was the second batter of this inning. Trexler hits it on the ground. Good heads-up play. They'll get the fielder's choice and flip it over to third. So 6-5, Walton is retired. Trexler is on with the fielder's choice. Hayden Hale is up at second. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up the right fielder, Michaela Chapman, who hits this right at the first baseman. And what a grab by Zeta Atalima, who puts her glove up and makes the grab for the final out of the inning. In the top of the third, 9 runs came across on On 7 hits. There were 2 runners left, and there's 1 error that inning. So we head to the bottom of the third inning. It's Boulder Creek 22 and Valley Vista nothing. Welcome back onto the campus of Valley Vista High School. Derek Diesner back with you. It has been all Boulder Creek this evening as they lead 22-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. It will be the bottom of the order for Valley Vista. 7, 8, 9 coming to the plate. We have a new pitcher into the ball game as Brooke Walton will replace Kinsey Wilcox. Final line on Wilcox, she went 2 innings. Allowed no runs on no hits. She struck out 1 and walked 1. And the new pitcher, Brooke Walton, the senior, comes in with a mark of 3-1. She is making her 10th appearance of the year and has an ERA at 3.61. Katie Mayen to the dish. She was at the plate to end the bottom of the second inning when Zeta Atalima was picked off in between first and second. First offering was a fastball inside. Atalima ready. Here's the offering from Walton. Swung on and missed. Fastball upstairs. After Mayan, it'll be... We'll have to check who it's going to be. I think we've got... This is where we had the subs in the 8 and 9 holes, so we'll find out quick who those are. Next offering to Mayan, swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 the count to the Monsoon, center fielder. The 1-2, ball upstairs. Brought catcher Hayden Hale out of her stance. The 2-2. Mayan stays alive, fouls this back into the fencing. Bottom of the third inning, nobody on, nobody out. Monsoon down by a lot. The 2-2. This one hit high in the air in foul territory, shading over and making the grab is first baseman Emma Williams for the first out of the inning. One up, one down, and that will bring up number 14, Ariana Saenz. Saenz takes the first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. This was originally Alexis Romo's position in the order, but following the struggles she had in the first inning, substitutions were made. Saenz gets a piece of it, but is now behind in the count at 0-2. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the third inning. Saenz on the year, batting .273 with 3 driven in and a homer. The 0-2 swung on and missed, fooled her on a changeup for the second out of the inning. 2 outs now, and this will bring up Michaela Torres. Torres replaced Lily Gonzalez following the changes back in the first inning, and the first offering to Torres is fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. Bottom of the third inning, 2 outs, nobody on for Valley Vista. They've had 1 base runner this evening. The 0-1. Fouled back, just getting a piece of it was Torres. So I believe since Walton is now the pitcher, they have dropped the designated players. They flex that in, so Boulder Creek now has lost their flex role, their DP role, I should say. So the 2-2 now to Torres. On the way from Walton, ball upstairs, gets away from the catcher, Hayden Hale, but luckily nobody's on base. Does run the count full to Michaela Torres. Saw a walk last inning by Kinsey Wilcox. Can Valley Vista draw another? This one swinging, it's fair down the line, and that will retire the side. Looked like it was gonna go foul, but it stayed fair, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base after 3 complete. It's Boulder Creek 22 and Valley Vista nothing. We'll be back with the top of the 4th right after this. We head to the top of the fourth inning here at Valley Vista High School. Derek Diesner back with you. Boulder Creek leads Valley Vista by a score of 22-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. The run rule is 10 after 5, so odds are we'll just be playing a couple more innings and be done. Michaela McCoy's spot was due up in the order for Boulder Creek. We'll have a pinch hitter. It's number 11, and unfortunately we do not have a number 11 on our roster, so we do not know who this is at the plate. However, what we can tell you is it will be 3, 4, and 5 due up in the Boulder Creek order. Kayla McCoy did a great job while she was in this game. Finished a perfect 3 for 3 with a walk. She also stole, looks like 2 bases, scored 3 runs, and finished with 2 RBIs. Remaining in the circle for Valley Vista is the right-hander Brooke Hyde. And it looks like Hyde is throwing to Michaela Torres, who is now the catcher. A leadoff walk gets us started here in the top of the fourth, and that'll bring up Miranda McCoy. The center fielder is 2 for 3 with a walk, a single, and a 3-run home run. She's also stolen a base and scored twice. The 1-0 to McCoy. This one hit deep in the right center. Does it have enough? And it does. That is her second home run of this ball game. A 2-run shot to right center. And it is now 24-0 in favor of Boulder Creek. Nobody out, 2 runs in, and we will have a substitution here as Callie Logaree will bat in place of Emma Williams. Takes a ball low. Logaree, a sophomore, batting .333 on the year with 2 driven in. She has 1 double. Ball in the dirt. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Ball missing up and in. 3-1 now to the pinch hitter. 3-1 from Hyde. Ball upstairs. Logaree reaches on a walk. The second free pass issued here in the fourth. At the plate now is Lauren Grunert. Grunert has walked twice and singled. She has 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. She squares to bunt, gets this down, and will advance the runner. And Grunert is on the drop ball, the E4. So runners at first and second. Nobody out. And third baseman Julie Heeb steps to the plate. Heeb is grounded out twice, was hit by a pitch, singled, and has scored twice. .24-0 our score here in the top of the fourth inning. Hebe hits this one past the shortstop. This will score one as it's misplayed by the left fielder. I think Hebe's going to get credited with a single, but she'll take second on the E7. She does get an RBI for that. Coming around to score from second is Logaree. That is the third run this inning. Grunert's over at third, and before I can even look up, we've got an RBI single by Brooke Walton. Walton scores Grunert from third. Going over to third is Hebe. And now Walton's going to take off on the wild pitch and take second. And Hayden Hale at the plate. Called strike. Looks like the catcher brought that pitch down into the strike zone, but got the call. It's 26-0. Ball upstairs, 2-0. One hit on the ground past the diving third baseman. It'll score one run. They're going to hold the runner at third. Runners at the corners on the RBI single from Hayden Hale. Walton gets over to third. Hebe scores. I think they're going to make a pitching change, but we will see. While they talk things over, I'm going to add up my scorebook just to see what it is. The scoreboard shows 25-0. I have 27-0. Robin Trexler is at the plate. Robin had started this game as a courtesy runner to catcher Kiara Delgado. She then replaced left fielder Stella Cora in the leadoff spot last inning. She grounded into a fielder's choice in her first at-bat. Runners at the corners. And the runner at first is out. I think she left early. Pitch to the backstop, taken for a ball. So that is that's the first out, I believe, of this fourth inning. This one's hammered in the center, coming on, trying to make the grab, unable to do so. I don't think that's an error. I think she just happened to misplay it, so I'm going to give her an RBI single on that one. Walton scores from third. Just one out, and Michaela Chapman at the plate. She takes a ball. Chapman, bunt single and scored in the first. Walk, stole, and scored later in the first. Singled and scored in the second, and lined out in her last at-bat. She rips that one, but they said it went foul, I believe. So she comes back to the plate. I don't know where the runner at first went, though. Unless they called her out for something weird. Called strike. to Robin Trexler. Wait, I think I did something wrong in my scorebook. So Trexler puts this one into center and gets on with a single. No, excuse me, that was Chapman. So Chapman got on with a single. McCoy was up. And now, I don't know if they just called the game or if what they did. I don't think they called the game. I have no clue what's happening anymore. This is, I don't know what the out was called or what the decision was. We'll keep it here as we try to figure out what it. So somehow that was the end of the inning. I do not know what was called there, but that is the end of the inning. 6 runs came across to score. I think there were more than that. 9 runs came across to score. Scoreboard shows it's 26-0. I'm gonna have to do some math to make sure that is correct. But either way, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Valley Vista trailing, and the Monsoon will have the top of their order due up with Tegan Sorensen, Charlene DeRozzo, and then that will be Savannah Gamoski's spot in the order, so we'll see who bats there. But Sorensen lined out to the third baseman to begin this game, and she will dig in now against right-hander Brooke Walton. The first offering's a fastball high, 1-0. So the scoreboard shows 26-0. My scorebook says 28-0. I don't know which one is correct. I would think my scorebook because I am paying attention, but at the same time, if it's only 26, it sounds better. Fastball right in at the knees, called for a strike. I have to tell you, both of these pitchers for the Jaguars, they've got some heat on their pitches. Walton ready and deals. This one chopped on the ground down to third base, but it goes foul. We'll do it again. Just one base runner to this point for Valley Vista. It was Zeta Adalima back in the second. However, she was picked off. She was picked off at first while Katie Mayan was at the plate, and it was an odd pickoff, 2-9-4. Not one you see every day in the scorebook. Time is called by Tegan Sorensen. Sorensen fouls this back. Valley Vista trying to get something together. Like to get some runs on the board. Sorensen ready. Called strike 3, and she is caught looking for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 up, 1 down, nobody on. That'll bring up Charlene Durazo, who popped out to the catcher in foul territory back in the 1st inning. She takes a strike in at the knees. 0-1 the count. In the on-deck circle is Savannah Gomowski for Valley Vista. Durazo at the plate. The 0-1 hit down the third base line. And foul. 0-2 the count now to Durazo. The 0-2. Fastball missed outside. This one hit on the line. One hops underneath the mitt of the second baseman. That was hit at Robin Trexler. And Durazo's gonna reach on the E4. 1 on, 1 out for Savannah Gomowski. Fouled right back by us, 0-1 the count. So Valley Vista still looking for their first hit of this game. They've had a walk, and they reached on an error. Still need that hit. Gomowski ready. 0-1 missed outside, 1-1 the count. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1 on, 1 out for Savannah Gomowski. She started out in left. She was in the circle. And I do not know what defensive position she is at now. The 1-1. She thought about it, lays off. Turns out she should have swung. It's a 1-2 count. The 1-2. Ball upstairs. Brought the catcher out of her stance. Brooke Hyde in the on-deck circle for the Monsoon. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Gomowski didn't like that call. Seemed a bit high and outside, but could be time for the umps to call it an evening. 2 outs now. Runner at first for the third baseman, Brooke Hyde. Hyde struck out swinging to lead things off in the bottom of the 2nd. She takes a big cut and is behind at 0-1. The 0-1, called strike right down the heart of the plate. And Brooke Hyde is quickly behind in the count at 0-2. She'll be protecting the plate here. The 0-2 from Walton. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Throw down to first, and they got her. So Walton strikes out the side in the bottom of the 4th, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left. We've completed 4. It's 26-0. Boulder Creek leads. We'll be back with the top of the 5th right after this. Welcome back onto the campus of Valley Vista High School. Derek Diesner back with you. And there is an AIA rule that if the coaches can get together and agree, if it's 15 runs after 4, then they can call the game, and so they have decided to call the game. So a final 4 innings tonight. Final score, Boulder Creek 26, Valley Vista nothing. With the loss, Valley Vista falls to 6-3 overall. With the victory, Boulder Creek improves to 8-2. Valley Vista will next be in action. Let me pull up their schedule. I know I've got it somewhere over here. They return to action next week as they travel to the East Valley to face Mesa on March 11th with a first pitch at 3:45. Want to thank our entire crew here with the Dysart Student Broadcasting Network. I'm Derek Diesner saying so long from Valley Vista High School. Final score tonight, Boulder Creek 26, Valley Vista nothing. Good night, everyone.